What's going on, everybody? It's WebsterStyle, Brian Sapph with another NRW checkpoint. Brian, how you doing today, man?
Doing all right. Yourself?
Good. I'm good. Man, there's been a lot going on this past week in games. Let's just kind of jump right into it. A bunch of summer showcases from Xbox, Capcom. I know we had Devolver in there as well, and I know there are a couple others. But from everything that's been announced over the past week, is there anything that kind of struck your fancy?
Well, okay, so I watched the Xbox showcase. Let me see. I wrote some stuff now. Let me check it out. That was it, 33 Immortals?
Yes, that caught my attention as well.
I want to play this game.
Yes.
So it's kind of, messed up because it's not coming to well, at least not right now anyway. There's no reports of it coming to PlayStation, so we'll see. But South of Midnight also looked very interesting. I know the trailer didn't really give too much away with the story, but it kind of had like a New Orleans Bayou kind of vibe to it. At least that's what I was picking up.
Yes. Southern Gothic.
Yes. Was it Kinitsugami? I believe that's the name of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to play this game. It's coming to PS5.
I saw that and I'm like, yeah, that's Capcom. I figured that I thought it might have been another Onimusha game when it started. Like, so I got kind of excited. Like, I've never gotten into Onimusha, but to think that would be reinterpreted for current gen systems, I'm like, oh, I want to play that. But even with it being a standalone title, I'm like, that game looks awesome.
Right.
It looks so awesome.
Yeah, it does. And what else? City Skyline 2, which I just like city builders. So I was like, and it looks really, really good. And Exo Primal, which I believe we might have talked about before on here.
Yeah. But
they had a trailer and I was like, oh, yes, this game does. I do want to get this game.
Can you explain to me why the gaming media keeps crapping on Exo Primal? I don't get it. Everybody I've seen talk about, they're like, it looks generic. I'm like, the beta was fun as hell to play, and they're going to have another beta. I'm like, I'm looking forward to this game.
Okay.
Even if it wasn't in Game Pass, I would still look forward to this game. It reminds me, it's like you take Left 4 Dead, but you give dinosaurs in mech suits.
Yes.
What's the problem there?
Yeah, I don't get it either. I haven't seen anything bad about it, but I'm excited for it. So I don't know why people wouldn't be. I don't even have an Xbox, so I just think.
Well, it's come out on PlayStation as well. It's not just console exclusive. It's just only on Game Pass as far as Xbox is concerned. So it's like the big thing,
right? I feel like people just might have issue with it because it's another game where you have to kind of pick a class a little bit. We've been getting a lot of those, tanks and shooters. But I don't mind. It's a new concept, at least in my opinion. Right. I want to shoot dinosaurs with teams of 4 or however many people gonna be over there. It looks fun to me.
Right. So, I agree. Like I said, I played the first beta they had and I enjoyed it. The little bit of a beta it was. So I'm looking forward to the second and the main game when it comes out in July. It's for my taste, it's perfect because it's something that you can pop in and pop out of, and I like that as well. What got me though, I think probably Ubisoft, like the biggest thing was what we talked about last week, Prince of Persia.
Yeah,
I've never been a big Assassin's Creed fan. I respect the series, but even what they show, I'm like, okay. It looks par for the course. It looks great. It'll probably be the same old. But Ubisoft, that was it. But let me tell you what surprised me, though. I had no inclination or anything for Starfield. I could have cared less about Starfield. But then the showcase happened. Not even direct, the showcase. When they showed that trailer and I saw that gameplay and the shooting mechanics, and I was like, and then I watched the developer showcase or the extended Starfield apps. I'm like, I want to play this game.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to play this game.
Yeah.
And I'm not even big into Western RPGs like that, but this looks like something special to me.
I agree. That one's also one that kind of like caught me off guard because for the longest time I was confusing it with the Star Wars Outlander, or is it, what's the name of it? Outlaws game?
Outlaws, yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, wait a minute, this has potential to be maybe better. I don't know. I was looking at it and I was like, I'm intrigued. So I definitely see what you're getting at.
Yeah. But this, getting to the Star Wars though, I watched the gameplay of that from Ubisoft. I'm at this weird place with Star Wars games.
Okay.
It looks absolutely wonderful. And it looks really, really cool. But they all starting to look the same, just higher graphical fidelity and different. I mean, you got this Star Wars universe, and you have so many games in the Star Wars universe. You see it all. So maybe I'm getting a bit of Star Wars fatigue. Maybe that's really what it is.
And I can see that because they tend to go with that same aesthetic with like this clay color, like I don't know, very Grand Canyon looking, environment.
Exactly,
and you think about it, and it's like, Star Wars, it doesn't all take place on some rocky planet. Like they do have like some very, very intricate cities built out and some green plush areas within the series. And it's come from somebody who hasn't I'm not like super abreast of the Star Wars franchise. I just know of certain things. So I'm like, I could definitely see that because they do tend to, I don't know, they tend to keep in the same environment when it comes to the Star Wars games. But I don't know, I'm interested in it for whatever reason. Something about it not being necessarily an interpretation of any of the main like Star Wars properties or whatever. It's kind of endearing to me. And I like the whole companion pet thing.
That was cool. I forget the section I saw, but like she was pinned down and she was able to send her companion go fetch his rifle from somebody that she just shot and killed. Like, that's cool. It reminds me of not quite, but it was Dead to Rights back on the original Xbox and PlayStation 2, where you had a dog and I don't think you can, obviously it wasn't that intricate, but I remember you did have some commands, at least with the battle and everything, that you can make the dog do certain things. And that was probably one of the first times I saw that sort of companion sort of character in a third-person game like that. So it's really interesting to see how that mechanic has evolved in the past 20 years to say that. But I thought that segment was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Summer Game Fest as a whole, I've been pretty like into it. Like it's been, I didn't even know E3 kind of killed itself or unalived itself. This is a good substitute, at least in my opinion. We've gotten to see plenty of content from pretty much everybody. I think the only people that we don't like have direct input from in the game community is probably Nintendo. But a lot of the games, well, some of the games are going to make their way to the Switch. So I guess they're still there. Can I say
this though? And this is something I just thought about. We had Capcom, we have Ubisoft, we have Xbox, and obviously some of both Capcom and Ubisoft's big hitters, new titles were part of Xbox Showcase. But even what Devolver Digital had theirs, and I didn't see it, but again, it's Devolver Digital, so I know what sort of games they put out, like high quality indie games. Even with the Summer Games Fest and all the games that were shown there. And again, we talk all the time. We don't play fanboyism, but when you really look at the showcase that was really lackluster the most was Sony so far.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of Sony, because their showcase was so jam packed with so many like different titles or whatever. And then we talked about briefly how they didn't really have any. Well, they had like a few, but not very many like titles going specifically to PlayStation.
Yeah, exclusive titles, exclusives.
Yeah, and that's right. I think that's something
exclusive that show gameplay. The exclusives they did show, like I already forget the name of that game that was like you bank heist or whatever.
Right.
Look, it tells you how much of an impact. Like that was CGI stuff. The stuff from Bungie, which is multi-platform, was CG. It wasn't even like in-game engine. And there was another game too. Yeah, and it's just it's almost as if everybody else saw what Sony did and was like, we're not going to repeat the same mistakes. That's really what how it comes across to me, because everybody else, Xbox kind of like, stuck the shiv in his side. It's like nothing is going to be CG. Everything's going to be gameplay or in-engine renderings. So no CG. I'm like, okay. And then everybody else, for the most part, follow suit with that. Obviously, Summer Games Fest and that whole block happened before the Xbox show, but everybody made a concerted effort to show gameplay and actual games, if it wasn't just an announcement. And it just when you look at these showcases, especially this time of year, we want to see games.
Definitely.
We don't want to see pretty trailers for games. We want to see games. And honestly, I keep saying, I'm not a PlayStation owner. I probably will never be a PlayStation owner, but I want to see what games are coming out for PlayStation that are exclusive. I want to see these things. It's interesting to see what the ecosystem is like. It is interesting to see just differences in the gaming landscape and what companies excel in. And again, it just kind of is what it is. As far as that's concerned, is done. But everybody else just really, I think, took what Sony did and said, okay, we have to show gameplay. Now, Capcom is probably the most egregious one that didn't learn everything to Sony with their mistakes with some of the things that they showed. But I think all in all, whether you're excited about the games announced or not from any of the other conferences, we saw a lot of gameplay from games.
And that makes me excited, because it at least lets me know like these games are actually close.
Right.
A lot of times you get, as of late, you get a lot of unfinished games, and it's people, they shooting their load really, really quick and trying to sell us on pre-orders and all this other stuff, and then DLCs and things like that.
And charging $70.
Right. When you put everything together, you paying close to $100 for the entire game, which that's huge ripoff. But I like that. We saw a lot of gameplay just to like kind of reaffirm like these games are close. They'll probably be out during the holiday season at the latest, most of them. Anything else, early 2024.
Right.
And I respect that. I don't want to see a beautiful trailer for a game that's not going to come out for another 2 years.
Right. Exactly.
So I guess it is what it is. And whatever else Sony is working on, because it's almost guaranteed at this point that they're going to do a state of play soon, and probably say something else about more stuff coming out. I just don't know when that's going to be.
I mean, they got bangers. It's just that you expect the bangers at a showcase, not at a state of play. And I think that's the biggest disappointment that everyone had. Not even the fact that it was CGI heavy and third party heavy. It was the fact that there was a showcase and you had no bangers except Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like not even of what's to come. I mean, you just think about what the last time we had a proper showcase, I think that's when we got that Wolverine reveal. We had a whole bunch of reveals of games that were coming. And we knew a lot of them were far away, but the fact that we didn't see any of those games at this showcase, it
would have been perfect for gameplay.
Yeah. It was just really, especially if you didn't have gameplay, still you're not showcasing your bangers. You're showcasing third party stuff. And mind you, Metal Gear and a lot of them that were shown look great, but a lot of those weren't exclusives.
Right.
And I think that's the sort of crux of that Sony showcase. Like, okay, third party is great, state of play fine, but again, going back to it, it's your showcase. I think we as gamers, when it's a showcase from any company, we expect first party mostly because it's the Xbox showcase or the PlayStation showcase,
right?
Or I forget the big event Nintendo has, but
The
it's
Nintendo
theirs.
Directs.
Yeah, they have like a bigger one.
Oh yes, the thing that's gonna be in San Francisco. I forget what it's called.
I forget, but a lot of that's mostly first party or exclusives.
Yeah, so they built a whole like expo around telling you, hey, we got new games coming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, hopefully the state of play will give us a little bit more of like gameplay for upcoming games. But overall, Summer Game Fest has been very, very entertaining to watch.
I agree.
I like what I'm seeing across like everything. So that's really, really good.
I agree totally with that. All right, let's jump into some new games. So first up this week, we have Dordogne. And this one, PS4, 5, I think I'm saying it right. PS4, 5, Xbox One, SX, and Game Pass day one release, as well as Switch and PC. This is an adventure game from, now mind you, I've never taken a French class, but when I'm sitting here thinking about how to say this, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It's un je ne sais quoi instead of je ne sais quoi. It's the developer and publisher focus. So immerse yourself in a unique narrative experience and explore the 1,000 summer colors of the Dordogne. As you revisit your childhood, uncover lost family secrets in this touching, formative journey. So, and we are watching a trailer for that one.
I was about to say, cool.
Next up is the game we covered last month when it made its PC releases, coming to PS5. Well, I guess current gen systems only. And this is Crime Boss Rocky City FPS from In-Game Studios and 505 Games. Crime Boss is focused around missions undertaken by a team of 4 criminals. The player controls one of the criminals and cooperates with each of the other players or AI-controlled teammates to pull off their heist in first-person perspectives. I've heard this game described as a cross between Payday and GTA. So again, and then also Payday 3 was announced, so that's something that people look forward to as well.
Payday, not the sidetrackers. I need the graphics on Payday to like. I don't know why are they doing it like that. Is this supposed to be? Are they playing to nostalgia or something? I don't know. Something about the trailer that I watched made me feel like they didn't really do much graphical improvement with Payday 3 and Payday 2. That's what the main thing was. Where everybody, this game would be great if it just looked like a current generation game.
Right.
But I don't know. Aside from that, are we watching? Okay, so I'll have to check out Crime Boss because I actually like Payday. GTA is whatever it is, but that could be like a really, really fun thing. These heist games, they tend to be pretty enjoyable, especially if, with the multiplayer aspect.
Right.
So I'm interested in that.
All right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Next up, we have, I think, Jeanne or Jeanne.
Yeah. Or is it Jeanne? Okay. Yeah.
Let us know how to pronounce this. It's on the Switch and it's an adventure game from developer, publisher, Broccoli. All right. Jeanne is an Otome game visual novel developed by Broccoli with Ishida Sue of Ghost Ghoul fame at the helm of the game's visual and character design and story. Jeanne has you be in the shoes of Tachiban Kisa, say that 10 times fast, who dreams to be an actor following her brother, Tachiban Suk's footsteps. Now, is the TS silent in Japanese?
I think so.
Okay, so it's
Tachibana Suki?
Suki, yeah. Okay, Suki's steps and enroll in Universe Theater Academy. So we are watching the trailer for that one. Yes, we are watching the trailer for that one as well. So I'll be interested to see more about that.
Yeah, me too. It's one of those novel games.
Yes.
Okay.
Next up, we have Layers of Fear. So on the PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC, an adventure game from Bloober Team. Layers of Fear is horror reimagined, a revised take on the Horror Chronicles saga, which unifies and deepens the overarching stories connecting Layers of Fear and Layers of Fear 2, which also expanding our story fans have come to know and love with original new chapters. Now, I'm not familiar with this series. I'm not sure if this is a remaster or a remake. Because
okay, it says reimagine. Okay,
yeah, so I'm assuming it's a remake.
Yeah,
the original series came out in the early mid 2010s, when I was looking up my data correctly. But this is what I wonder. There was a lot of rumbling about Bloober Team and that they were remaking Silent Hill. I wonder if this is the game that they were doing that everybody thought they were remaking Silent Hill.
That could be the case, because if they were remaking Silent Hill, we should know by now.
Yeah, exactly. It would be announced.
That's not a small title, right?
And they were very vague about it and talking about a horror game and this and that. So I'm thinking this might have been it. And fans kind of went wild went off the deep end with their conspiracy theories as to what they could be making.
Yeah, this might be the one.
Yeah, so we're watching the trailer for this. I'm like, oh, we gotta watch this.
Okay.
Next up must be car racing season.
Yeah,
because we talked moto or racing season. Because we talked about MotoGP last week. So this week we have F1 23. It's on the PS4, 5, Xbox One, X, and PC. Racing game, developer Codemasters, publisher EA. Be the last to break in EA Sports F1 2023, or just 23, the official video game of the 2023 FIA Formula One World Championship. A new chapter in the thrilling Breaking Point story mode delivers high-speed drama and heated rivalries. It's Formula One.
Right. It's a racing game. Yeah. But I will say, Formula One, they have this, I don't know, this thing to them where, you know how like basketball, there's a whole nother side of the NBA where you like get invested in the players and the coaches and what they kind of have that with F1. So I don't know. We watching each other for this?
No, we're not. We're not watching the trailer for this. But this, I'll say this about Formula One, or even a demand for this game compared to when we were watching MotoGP last week. I know there are a lot of people that are in the Formula One. I remember, was it the Indianapolis 500? And I remember how big that was when I was a kid with Mario Andretti and Al Unser and all of them. Those are only Formula One names I know. I forget the black guy that
did all those amazing things. Yeah.
But I know that it had its heyday, probably not as much as it did in the past, but I know that there is still a large fan base.
Definitely.
I know definitely more so in Europe, but in the United States, I know it's still pretty much a fan base. Unlike, we talk about MotoGP, like who buys this game in the US?
Right.
Curious about that. Right. That's for F1 23. Last for this week with our new releases is Park Beyond. It's for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And I don't know if you noticed, Brian, one of the things we see week after week, more and more games are just current generation.
Yeah.
Not even Switch. This is current generation and PC. So we're getting to that point where we're 2.5 year point now for the PS5 and Xbox Series system. So we're getting, I think today there was somebody's Matt Booty had an Xbox, said they weren't making any more Xbox One games. I'm thinking, then you already stopped doing that.
Right. I haven't seen them.
I mean, all your first party titles now just suits like, why is this an announcement? You stopped making the actual Xbox like 2 years ago, or Xbox One like 2 years ago. So I don't know why there's news, personally speaking.
Right.
But, so that's where we are. So now we are Park Beyond. It's a simulation. It's from Limbic Entertainment as the publisher, developer, and Namco Bandai or Bandai Namco as the publisher. So Park Beyond is a theme park simulation game that gives you the freedom to create and manage the park of your dreams. Whether you love to manage finances and visitor experience or just create fun and cozy parks, the game has something in store just for you.
Yes, it's the game for me. I'm a roller coaster tycooner, and when this comes to PlayStation 5, I'm gonna be looking for it. But speaking of Xbox, though, how you feel about this Series S?
You read my mind.
1 terabyte. Oh, okay.
I literally was about to say something about that. I was like, Xbox announced a new. I think it's a smart idea. It undercuts the price of, because since they had those new hard drive storage expansions from Western Digital now, the 500 terabyte one is $79. So that's what, a $20 discount from buying a normal Series S and buying a memory card. If you buy the new Black Series X with 1 terabyte, so Series S with 1 terabyte, that's $349. I think that's a hell of a deal for, doubles the storage. You're literally paying $50 more. I think that's a good ass deal. Let me say this. I hope to God that we do not get that mid-generation refresh like we got last time.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't need an Xbox Series X Pro or a PlayStation 5 Pro. These systems are supposed to be so powerful.
Right. That they should need it.
Exactly. And we haven't. How many games have we seen that are exclusive for current gen consoles that don't look any better or maybe slightly better than what we're seeing with the past generation? Developers haven't gotten to a point where they need more power because they haven't unlocked the power of these systems. So it's going to be, I hope they don't do that again. I really do. I really don't. It's
yeah.
They just think us like fools if they do that.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't want it to happen as well, but being honest, it probably will. Maybe not this year, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not even 2024, but they're gonna do it. It's interesting because they talk about the pros and everything, but Nintendo is about to do a Switch Pro, if I'm not mistaken, like some kind of mid-life update.
They need to see.
That's what I'm saying.
The Switch has been out
that makes
7
sense.
years now.
Yeah, it's been out. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. You talking about Microsoft and PlayStation? They did those mid-generation refresh at like year 4,
right? Which,
if I remember correctly,
to me, that might be saying something to the consumer, because it's like, at this point, with them doing that, it's almost like them saying, okay, the one that we made you rush out and buy year 1 of the Christmas season, that was the test console to just get all the bugs out. This is the one we really want you to have, with all the power and all the extra storage and stuff like that. And it's like, just give me a finished console. I don't want no more. I don't want to have to buy a new console just because you want to put Pro on the end of it. Just give me the finished console and let me pay
$150 more.
Yeah, like whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to know what you thought about it, because I thought that was very interesting. I don't remember PlayStation or Xbox, like, I don't know, that was shocking that they announced it, because I feel like the Xbox Series S and S, they still are like fairly new systems. But then on the other hand, I have been hearing things about the storage not being up to par. And then look at the PlayStation 5 that comes with a full terabyte, I believe. I'm not mistaken. Either way, I think it's a good move. I do like the price point as well.
I agree. I always have an issue when people talk about the lack of storage on the Series S. How many games are you really storing the play like that? I mean, I got an Xbox One still. I have a 5. I think is it 500, whatever. I don't think I have a full terabyte. I don't have a terabyte version. I have like the 500 gig version, whatever it is. Yes, I know they aren't next gen games, but there are some games that are absolutely huge, like Fantasy Stars, like 80 gigs. When I had the Halo campaign and everything, that was like Master Chief Collection like 60 gigs. There are a few games that take up a lot of space. I understand. But everything else doesn't. But even then, you delete the games you don't play.
Because they still gonna be available for you to re-download if you want the games back.
Exactly. So I never understood that being an issue. You can re-download it, or especially if there's a lot of first-party stuff, you can always do cloud play. There are games that I own that I just opt for cloud play instead of downloading them again.
You say that, and it just made me remember one of the main reasons I stopped playing Call of Duty is because the file size had gotten too large. So I could possibly see them like trying to, especially with them, in the process of trying to buy Activision and all this other stuff. I could possibly see them saying, we need to put a bigger console out that can actually handle what we got working over here with Call of Duty, because that game, the last one I played, which is, I don't even remember. It was around the time Warzone came out, and that whole like trio of Call of Duty was like, oh, this is the way we're gonna do Call of Duty for this time moving forward. 250 megabytes of gigs of hardware space. I'm like, I can't. Right. I'm like, I can't put this on my console. And it got to the point where I don't know if it's still like that now, but it got to the point where Call of Duty was literally saying, like, if you don't plan on doing these things with the game, you shouldn't download these particular inputs or whatever to save space. And I'm like, why is the game this big?
Yeah, but I appreciate that though, because the Master Chief Collection does the same thing. You can download like the shell, but then you can download the individual games. So I don't have to have Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, ODST and Halo Reach all download. Like I don't. I think I only have Halo 2. Yeah, I think I have Halo 2 downloaded because I own Halo 4. So that's already like the Xbox 360 version is already on my system. Like that's the only one I have. Like, okay. No, that Halo 3. Yeah, both of those are downloaded. But yeah, the rest of them, no. But I appreciate that. But yeah, look, let's be frank. Even if you got a terabyte system, 250 gigs for one game is too damn much.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I literally was like, it came to a point where people were like, oh, let's play. I'm like, I don't have enough space on my, not even just the PlayStation like built-in hard drive. I have an external hard drive that's 2 terabytes. I'm like, I don't have enough space on this hard drive because I have a bunch of games that are like averagely, sized as far as gigs are concerned. And then you got big ass Call of Duty talking about 200 plus gigs and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm not going to play this game after, our 2 long gaming session. So I'm going to just not play. And y'all get at me when y'all want to play something else. But I like that Xbox is trying to be proactive, at least with the rumors, or not rumors, but the murmuring that's been happening about the actual size of the standard storage.
Yeah, it's I think it's a welcome addition. I am also curious to see, and this is the one thing about when they bring out new consoles. After a period of time, that tends to drive the older console down in price. So I know at one point the Series X, through a lot of those holiday sales, and went for a couple months, was going for like $229. Like it was a ridiculous. I can see this one dropping in price to $299. I wouldn't say rather. That would probably drop to $299 around Christmas.
Yeah, I was about to say by holiday season, we'll be seeing some kind of sales.
And then the other one will drop to about $249, if not $239.
Which is good because it'll give people who are just, like myself, who've been contemplating buying an Xbox, I don't have to jump for no terabyte hard drive because it won't be my main console.
Right. I will say this though, and this doesn't play well with the digital only consoles. So I understand the problem there. But if they put the games on the actual damn disc and let us run them off the disc,
right?
If you have a PS5 or Xbox Series X, you don't have to worry about storage.
Right. I agree.
That's my rant for physical media. Let's watch some trailers. First up, we have Layers of Fear.
Wonder how scary this is gonna be.
Talent, prestige, recognition. You took away what was rightfully mine. But what was stolen can be reclaimed. It's been years. And yet, it all still feels unreal.
I mean, it looks great.
It does.
The memories.
It sounded like a black lady.
I'm about to say, who was the black lady voice in this character?
Right.
The nightmares. They've never left this place. All right, I've waited too long. It's time.
Hi, Ma.
Darling? Is that you?
Of course, Ma. How's your book going?
I'm glad to hear your voice. But how?
It's good to have you back, writer.
No, not again.
Okay.
I totally understand why they thought that they were remaking Silent Hill.
Yeah, they kind of give those vibes.
Yeah, this gives me that Silent Hill PT or was Silent Hill The Room vibe. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That looks freaky. That looks
it does. Let's see. Games like this, I wanna get in. I want the story.
Right.
I can't play it though. Right. I can't do it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Next up, we have the Dordogne.
All right.
What is your first memory? Mine is somewhere in the last few months before my 13th birthday.
This is... wow.
Love the art style.
Nice. We'll have fun, the two of us.
Look at me.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Excited to explore the world. And like a bad dream, I can't seem to move on.
Where are you going?
To play outside with a friend.
A lot happened that day.
And you haven't seen anything yet. A giant dragon that sleeps at the bottom of the Dordogne.
What a journey it was. The market, the people, the river, the pebbles, the cold, cold water. The Dordogne.
Okay.
I was saying it all wrong, but okay. Hey, I knew it was French, so
Yeah, like a cool game though.
Yeah,
One
it does.
Nice time passer for Switch.
Yep. If I don't get sucked into playing Star Trek this weekend, I'll probably check it out on the Game Pass.
Okay.
So
cool.
And last for our trailers, we have Jeanne or Jeanne
or Jeanne.
We'll figure it out soon, won't we?
Hopefully they say it. Okay. JRPG what's going on? Yeah. Like an opening to an anime.
Exactly.
Okay, they didn't want to show us what the game.
Nope, they didn't. They wanted to make you watching the anime.
Okay, okay. Well, I guess that's how they're selling their game. Okay.
Yep. So, Brian, that's it for our games this week. Brian, what's going on with you?
Just put a new episode out for the Talk+Play blerdcast. I'm finally back. A lot of music. Let me see. Well, the portion of Summer Games Fest that I watched prior, so mostly like PlayStation stuff there. And then my review for Across the Spider-Verse, which 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just going over everything, and I've been pretty much missing since the last episode. What about yourself?
Let me stop for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go out on a limb and speak for myself, speak for Brian Sapph, as well as speak for our producer, Kuya.
Mm-hmm.
Go see Into the Spider or Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes,
go,
please,
go today.
Definitely.
Go today. It is that good.
Go today. It's good.
Go today. It is that good. You will not be disappointed.
That's film this month, if not year.
Right.
Yeah. And which is crazy because I've been seeing a lot of people online say it's the best Spider-Man movie to ever come out. I can agree with that. I know that's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot.
It is.
I can support that argument. I don't know if I necessarily wholeheartedly agree, but I can support that argument.
Right.
So,
all right. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Back to what's going on here. So, the elusive 150 will be out by the time we meet next week.
Okay.
Guarantee. In addition to that, dropping a lot of interviews. I dropped an interview since last time we talked with Queen Rose, who is a dancer, singer, actress out of New York, as well as Faye, who is a model cosplayer in the Pittsburgh area. Just wrapped up an interview with Avery Jane yesterday, which will be out, and I got an interview scheduled with Pink Fox tomorrow that I'm taping. So there are a couple interviews coming out in the next week or two, in addition to some product reviews that I gotta finish. But more importantly, with that 150, you're also going to see the announcement of a couple of giveaways as well in conjunction with that. So there's going to be a lot going on from WebsterStyle and the Satori Geek podcast in the next 2 weeks. So be on the lookout.
Okay. Looking out.
So thank you all for joining us. Remember, you are with Nerds Rule the World. I wouldn't say the nerds who rule the world, but Nerds Rule the World. Check us out on Twitter at the NRW, on Instagram and News Wednesday. And of course, we're currently on YouTube. So you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah.